Hi, I'm Leah, and this is my policy speech. So imagine this. You take a vacation to the beach, you just ate lunch, and you head down to the sand where you lay out your towel. You fall asleep to the sound of the ocean, and when you wake up, you have a golden brown tan. Well, lucky for us, there'll never be a limit on how much sun we can soak up or how long we can listen to the waves crash. These renewable and very versatile resources aren't used for relaxation and enjoyment, but are also used to create the very energy that powers our daily lives. These natural and renewable resources are the stepping stones that will be used to create a more sustainable life on our planet. With these diverse landscapes in the United States, there's so many forms of renewable energy that can be utilized. From solar energy to wind power and hydropower, the United States landscape offers. As citizens of the United States, we are all affected by how our country collects energy. Clean energy will reduce our carbon footprint as a whole, reducing taxes spent on cleaning up carbon emission damage and creating a healthier global environment for all of us to live in. Last spring, I had the incredible opportunity to be a member of the Green Thumbs Club, as well as taking political science and natural resource science courses. I feel the information I have learned from these classes has allowed me to advocate strongly and accurately for renewable energy. When there's an easy and safe solution to save our planet, we need to act upon it. The United States has the opportunity to shy away from non-renewable energy sources that are contributing to climate change and use the abundance of renewable energy sources to create a positive impact on the globe. Unless large-scale federal action is taken, carbon emissions will only increase. The United States should impose a law requiring each state to base a minimum of 50% net energy harvest from renewable resources. Here's why I'll address the solution, how this solution is feasible and impactful, and the counter-arguments. I will first move to talk about the problems we are facing today as a result of excessive carbon emissions. Rising carbon emissions from non-renewable energy sources such as coal, oil, and gasoline are plaguing the world. Climate change is causing all sorts of horrible issues for the planet, from extreme weather, rising ocean levels, and resource pollution and depletion, all the way to crop yield. Climate change is destroying our planet. NASA climate scientist Kate Marvell stated that although there isn't a specific date where climate change is irreversible, it would take decades, maybe even centuries. Greenhouse gases are one of the leading factors in climate change, accounting for over 65% of emissions, stated by the EPA. Specifically, the greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide, which is added to the atmosphere by the burning of hydrocarbon fuels like coal, gas, and oil. Because of the effects of climate change, billions of dollars have been spent from storm damage, as well as thousands of lives lost from natural disasters. In addition, farmers are struggling to produce healthy crops because of droughts and new insect migration patterns. These are only a few examples of the fallout of climate change, and it will only get worse. Anyone that lives on planet Earth is impacted by climate change, and no place in the United States is immune to natural disasters. Everything depends on clean air and safe food and secure shelter to be able to survive, and climate change is slowly taking those necessities away. According to the NASA Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is comprised of over 1,300 scientists from across the globe, the global Earth temperature is expected to increase 2.5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. This means billions of dollars will need to be spent trying to fix the fallout damage. The problem is so severe that all humans across the entire globe will be impacted. If current trends continue, the world will be threatened by extreme heat, disease, food shortages, extinction, and polluted air will cause millions of human deaths. According to NASA satellite pictures taken in March of 2020, the sea level has risen over 4 millimeters since the last measurement in December of 2019. Rising sea levels indicate melting ice caps and are a danger to coastal cities. Dangerous air quality in places such as China have also forced residents to wear masks outside at all times to protect themselves from the smog. I will now move into speaking upon how to fix this problem at the federal level. To implement a law that requires each state to generate 50% net energy from renewable resources within 10 years is feasible. According to the Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, the current law implemented in 2005 only states that a minimum of 7.5% of energy generated is required to come from renewable resources. With the new plan, this number would be pushed to a minimum of 50%. This would enforce states to draw energy from renewable sources such as hydropower, solar power, wind turbines, tidal energy, and even geothermal energy. This would immensely cut down on carbon emissions, contributing to climate change, and also governmental spending, funding, and repairing coal factories. Like most governmental policies, this funding will also be collected by tax. This money would come from the energy tax that you already pay in your energy supplier. A portion of it would be moved for creating sustainable energy sources. Over time, the money allotted for the carbon tax would be allocated towards moving more renewable energy sources, since the carbon tax amount would decrease since the amount of carbon in the U.S. is responsible for also decrease. This plan will be enforced by the Department of Energy, which is responsible for maintaining national energy policies. States that do not follow protocol within allotted time will be taxed higher prices. I will now move to talk about the practicality of this plan. Many people question if switching to such a high percentage of renewable energy is feasible. Well, globally, around 24% of energy produced is already coming from renewable resources, and in the United States, around 17% of energy is from renewable resources. According to the Center of Climate Change and Energy Solutions, renewable energy is already on the rise in the United States, showing a 100% increase from 2000 to 2018. In an academic journal published by 5 Icelandic scientists in 2020, it was shown that the Icelandic energy system slowly worked its way up to high percentage renewable energy, starting with a transition period in the 1900s to 1940s. Today, Iceland and Norway take the first spot in the world for renewable energy, with over 98% of energy coming from renewable resources such as wind and hydropower. And in 2015, Sweden pledged to be the first country to eliminate fossil fuel completely by 2050. The benefits of switching to larger and renewable energy sources greatly outweigh the costs, but unfortunately that requires more Americans to believe that climate change is real. Many new jobs would be created in the renewable energy industry, replacing those jobs in the coal industry, such as coal miners, which is dangerous and unhealthy. Although it may cost more in initial tax dollars to build wind turbines and solar panels, the cost to maintain these facilities is far cheaper than unsustainable alternatives. According to Mark Jacobson, the Stanford researcher in his article, it will save the average American lots of money in the long run compared to tax dollars spent for repairing damages from climate change. Better air quality will save the lives and health of countless people, and not only in America. Here's a counter-argument for this plan. Some people may argue that implementing renewable energy isn't feasible because of the different landscapes that are featured across the United States. It would be near impossible to install cost-efficient dams in southern Arizona, but that is the beauty of the vastness of the U.S. terrain. But hydropower may not be an option, solar power definitely is. The beauty of renewable resources is that there are so many. With numerous renewable resources right at our fingertips, to switch to larger use of renewable resources is the future. Our current use of non-renewable resources will lead to nothing but endangering the health of our population and environment. I hope I have convinced you that creating a law to require 50% net energy to come from renewable resources within 10 years is a feasible and great solution for combating climate change. If the United States wishes to see a healthy future, change needs to start now. Thank you.